All right, good morning, everybody. What day is it? February 24th. It is Monday. We're with Gary Allen in Tucson, and we're gonna do a chill ride today, right?
That's right. Lance's version of the chill ride may not be super.
Gary doesn't know what he's in for. Now you have to deal with this crap. Some idiot with a GoPro.
Always has to be a movie star on every ride.
Putting my images all over the internet where people don't want to see me. But look at this. What's up, people of the internet? All right, today we are going to talk about the loop path in Tucson, but we're not there yet. We're on our way there, and me and Gary and Ian hooked up with this guy. This is Robert Korost on the right side. He's actually a pretty legendary guy here in Tucson. He owns a cycling team called PMR, Precious Metals Refinery, and he owns several gold and jewelry shops in town. He's super fast as well. I think he took 20th last year at the El Tour de Tucson, 100-mile race. And he was 20th out of, I don't know, wasn't there like 5,000 people at that race? So, dude, super fast. So it was cool to run into him. So this is the loop bike path. You saw us kind of roll onto it. It is a big, giant spot that loops around most of Tucson, which is actually very cool. The pavement is fantastic. It all just looks really good. There's quite a bit of history with it as well, so kind of cool. You can see this is the direction we're going up at the top, but it's this loop you're seeing right here is about a 60-mile or 65-mile loop, and we are up at the north side of it today, riding in a westerly direction. So that's kind of which way we're headed, and we're just kind of cruising along, enjoying it because it was a perfect day. There's quite a few more miles than just the 60-mile loop. It goes north up into the Oro Valley, and it goes south in one little spot. And so there's a few other spots that you can add to it that make it even bigger. But oh my goodness, the pavement's nice. The corners are nice. It's separated. There is generally people are pretty respectable. How did it get started? It was born as a flood control project in the aftermath of a huge flood in 1983. This wash to the right of me is dry most of the time, but sometimes heavy seasonal rains during the monsoon season in July and August. The dirt walls alongside the Relito and these other washes could get washed out, and so they built roads into this and built retaining walls and decided to put a loop path right along it, a bike path. When the whole network is complete, there's going to be 131 miles of it, and it's dedicated to cyclists, to pedestrians, and equestrian use. Yeah, sometimes we see horses riding through the wash on the right side that we're cruising along here, so that's kind of cool. But generally, people are very respectful. It's not a place to go freaking rip things, but hold that thought for just a minute. You can see along there are a couple of gorgeous little, like this is a whole tile mosaic along this bridge that some artists painstakingly put in there, not painfully. It kind of makes it very pretty. Tucson is a very artsy town, and so they got some of their little unique little touches along there. So very, very cool. There's bathrooms in different places. This loop path is an easy way to cruise along and get around Tucson by bike without having any traffic, any vehicles, just lots of walkers and lots of dog walkers and lots of other cyclists. And so it's an easy way to kind of get around town if you're getting from one side to the other. You saw we just passed like a maintenance person that maintaining and cleaning and doing different things on part of the path, which is also very beneficial for all that. So some of the areas are really gorgeous. You can see here Gary and Ian are back behind me. but there's a dotted line through the middle of it, so you can kind of keep to one side. What was I going to say is that it's not a spot to really go crazy and do intervals on. This was a chill ride for us today, just trying to cruise and do some recovery work, after this last weekend's racing. And so we're just kind of cruising along. Here's a spot where the path stops on one side of the wash. You have to cross over a bridge on a regular city street. And then we're on the north side of the wash and cruising towards the west here. I think this is a spot called Dodge Park or something like that. I'm not sure. More artistry that we see here. There's these gorgeous murals that are painted along this one retaining wall, and they're very well done. I was actually riding here a couple years ago, and people were touching them up or redoing sections of them, and they're very colorful. They're very gorgeous. It's kind of a pretty cool little spot. Tucson has quite a few big murals all over town as well, so it's kind of cool to cruise around and find those murals. Now, one of the stops that you probably should make if you're on the loop path is Wren Coffee House. It is down by, what's the road? Is that Prince? I don't know. But Wren Coffee House is a fantastic little spot. Very busy. This was like 10:30 in the morning. But lots of people there. They have great coffee. They have all sorts of food, all sorts of drinks. They have lots of baked goods. I think Ian got a latte. I got a Coke and a croissant, and Ian got a scone. So you can tell this is kind of this outside seating area, and look around. There's bikes everywhere. There's cyclists everywhere. It's a pretty common spot to stop when you're riding to have a little break and get a little bit of more caffeine into your system. So after our little stop there, we cruised back along the path, and we kept going all the way to the western terminus. I guess it's not really a terminus because it turns to the south and keeps going. But Ian and I cruised along. Gary's recovering from a shoulder surgery, so he cut it a little short here. Here's a cool little spot. There's a little arch you go through, and for a long time they had a little counter on the side that counted how many cyclists and walkers and pedestrians had gone through that spot every day. But it looks like it's under the weather, or it is not working properly at the moment. But that's kind of a cool little spot too. There's different art projects, especially down on the south side. You see different things, and again, there's different parks in different areas that have public bathrooms, which is kind of great. And Ian needed to stop here again, so we stopped at one of the public bathrooms here on the north side, and Ian's gonna have a break. So what do you do if your riding buddy had to stop at the bathroom? Well, I guess you check out the swings or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we're gonna swing. Look, yeah, okay, I am almost 55 years old, so whatever. Come at me, bro. If I want to bring a little joy into my life and play on a swing, then I'm gonna swing the swing and swing in it and swing it. So there, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. After that, we cruised along. Look, you sometimes even see trikes walking dogs. I guess that's all good and part of it too. So kind of a cool little spot. There are spots that are still under construction that they're working on, or that they're repairing or maintaining from previous stuff on the path, and that's fantastic. But again, the pavement's pretty good. It's smooth. It's generally, people are really respectful, and it's great. So usually, if you're going to do a chill ride, it's a good spot to do it because there's not much elevation gain on the loop path. It's pretty flat. So here's a spot where the northern part is actually closed off. It's under construction. They're building another giant overpass from the freeway. This is actually, I'm going under I-10, the major freeway that goes through Tucson. The only freeway that goes through Tucson is Interstate 10. You can see we're all the way up here in this left corner. We're at the terminus there. That's as far as we went today on our ride. We turned around and headed back towards our home. This is the full ride we did. It was almost 45 miles. 2,000 feet of climbing is because we climbed up and down from where Gary's house is, but the actual loop path is actually pretty smooth, so we just enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a wonderful day. The loop's a great spot to get around, and you see a lot of people out there. I've seen a lot of riders, Alexi Muehlin and Ian Boswell and Keegan Swenson, and lots of different people cruising around on that path at different times.
Piper, are you okay? Yes. I will go.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.